I mean, the question on fundraising, the reason I sent the articles to Brian is just that, well, Linda, how much time have you spent on fundraising? I mean, 100 hours?
I wouldn't even know if it gets folded into everything else, so I really don't know.
It's difficult work, and you can find professional fundraisers who specialize in this sort of things, like fighting eminent domain abuse, or someone who comes from that perspective who would have contacts. And if they're asking for a percentage of the money they raise, well, the fact is the pie gets a lot bigger. They're going to take a slice out of it, but it's a much bigger pie. So in that sense, it's advantageous to go ahead and enter into a relationship with someone who's going to raise money on a percentage basis or something like that. The problem might be that we're such a small group that a professional fundraiser will say, no, I want a flat fee. And then you take the chance that they don't actually raise money for it. So my thought, and the reason I sent these articles to Brian was that they were talking about how to do it ethically, how to be above board, how to be open and honest about why you're spending money on somebody to raise money for you and the benefits you're going to get, right? Because certainly people would be angry if, all of a sudden you hire a high-priced fundraiser and they're taking more, they're getting more in salary than they're raising. And I think if we could find somebody who specializes in this sort of thing and then agree on a percentage basis, and as long as it's under 30%, I think that's kind of the cutoff that I was reading. I think it's reasonable. But it really needs to be discussed.
I agree with you that it may be reasonable, but I think we run a risk of losing a lot of people if you start getting into something that's professional fundraising.
Yeah, because the reason we're here is we don't like these staffers acting like they're above all of us. We don't want to hire them.
And a lot of people just remember the bad stories about, gee, they got 75 cents out of every dollar that they raised. They don't remember the good stuff. So. And the fact that you're even throwing out the words, would it ethically be okay or not be okay, kind of leaves me with a little queasy, if we even are considering that I'm not comfortable with it. So, I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Well, this is why we're discussing it.
It leaves me kind of, with some of what's been thrown out here.
Well, what would you be comfortable with?
In terms of a fundraiser? I mean, I'm not quite sure exactly what you're asking.
I mean, if someone goes out and raises a lot of money and wants to be compensated for it, what would be a reasonable compensation?
I couldn't answer that for you because I don't know enough about it at this point. I'm just giving you a gut reaction to some of the stuff you said.
Well, I guess, given that, is it a matter of compensation versus no compensation, or would there be a percentage that would be okay?
There might be.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I have a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling from what you said, rather just say, oh yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea, or absolutely not. I'm kind of, there's so many variables in there that I'm really just trying to express. I've got an uncomfortable feeling. I don't have a real yes or no. I'm kind of in this gray area that kind of bothers me. Maybe it's okay. I don't know.
Okay. John?
Well, I'll stand corrected, but I think if you generate more than $25,000 in funds, income, then you have tax implications. Because up to then, you can file just a postcard, e-card as they call it, with the IRS. But once you bring in more than $25,000, then you're into another category, and you have to file a tax return.
We need 50
with the
for the
feds
lawsuit, right?
and the state. Pardon?
Do we need 50 for the lawsuit? Isn't that the projection?
Yeah. Well, that's
But if
So I guess we're running
you
up
do
against
that
that.
over several reporting periods, then you might be okay.
Is that a yearly reporting, John?
Yes.
So
Yeah, you should have. Have you gotten anything from the IRS? Get just a little
We're still
postcard.
waiting for it, and my CPA is waiting for it too.
Okay.
So we already have a CPA that we use for our business. And there's something about $5,000, and then it goes from there, so even at 5,000. So we already know we have to do something. Our first year, that wasn't an issue, now it will be. And I don't know exactly what it is, so there is some kind of a tax thing and whatnot, but we'll deal with it.
Because you can hire a fundraiser, a professional fundraiser, and bring in those funds. And what you're paying to that fundraiser would not be included in the amount because they're expenses. But then you get into
Right.
all the different tax ramifications.
So
I
any
don't know enough
proposal that
about
would
it.
come forward has to include what are the tax implications? Yeah.
Yes, I would look into that.
I think what we're looking for right now is just a gut reaction. If you found out a percentage of your donation was going to pay a fundraiser, would it make you not want to donate? Just a gut reaction. Would you have a problem? And I'm seeing some heads nodding and I'm seeing some heads shaking. So we just want to get a feel for it. We'd always talked about it because he and I just don't spend enough time on it. We're trying to run a business and things, and we're not pros. We're doing okay. We're getting enough money in, so far. But we wanted to see what the group thought about it.
One of the thoughts is if included in this would be some PR. The community would have some awareness. I can't see that as a negative response because it's a pretty private endeavor so far. Whoever knows about it, emailed a couple articles, Christine Keel, but I think PR wouldn't hurt. If that were the case, it's kind of big for PR as well.
Right, yeah, I mean, if we were to do that, the fundraising would definitely be more hardcore than what it's been. It would be definitely higher pressure. So it would involve PR. Yeah.
Well, just speaking for myself, it wouldn't make me any difference if we could generate these funds, and I appreciate what you folks have done. You've spent a lot of time and money on this, and we rode on that, but I wouldn't have a problem if we could come up with a program to where we could at least get funding for the turnips.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't have any bad thoughts about it.
Okay. Should we put this to a vote? Pro or con on the,
Well, yeah, just for the idea, without saying a certain percentage or a certain dollar amount or anything, because we haven't done enough research on it.
Shall I make a motion to ask the president to investigate and bring back to the next meeting a proposal of what that could look like?
yeah.
Second.
Okay. So, all in favor? All opposed? Okay. So we will investigate that further and see what we can come up with. Okay, now, last thing, second to the last thing we're really going to do on tonight's agenda is this Saturday in Long Beach, evidently is a meeting of there's a conference for the Castle Coalition. Fred and Dan are going to go to the Castle Coalition meeting. And maybe, can you report on that at all? Do you know what the agenda is?
The Castle Coalition is like the sort of the grassroots educational arm of an organization called the Institute for Justice. Institute for Justice, their primary mission is to fight eminent domain abuse. So they're having this event in Long Beach. They're going to be, well, from what I read about it, it's going to be talking about media strategies, how to do PR, maybe some fundraising information, how to file the lawsuits, how to fight eminent domain abuse. So I was very interested in going, and so Dan is going to come along too. And we've actually got one more space reserved. I made a reservation for 3. So if there's one other person that wants to come along, just let us know. We'll see what we can do. It's going to be most of the day on Saturday in Long Beach, and I will write a complete report I will bring back all of their propaganda. I need some